Welcome back to the 1% podcast.
Hey,
I am your host, Alexa, and I have
Zai.
And we're back for another EP.
Yep.
I'm so excited for this one. I'm so excited. So we are going to be chopping it up, talking about tax sales. So this is something that Zai has actually done, and she's acquired a lot of things from tax sales. So I'm going to let her talk about it.
Really? Okay. Yep, I have acquired 7 acres and also a house through tax sale investing. It's a great way to get into real estate for little to no money. I always tell people if you don't have a lot of money, go to tax sale route just because
you don't need your bank statements. They don't look at your credit. So for younger people, I feel like if you don't have possibly, obviously you could be making money from your business. But if you're not at that point in life where you have steady income coming in, they won't really approve you for certain things.
Exactly.
And you have to make sure that you have, they're going to look at possibly up to 2 years of bank statements. Sometimes a little bit less with private lenders. But sometimes we don't have the luxury of having that steady income coming in. And we just have a good lump sum of money and we want to get into real estate. So how exactly did you learn about tax sales?
Okay. So I first want to start off by saying that me and Alexa are both looking to get into more tax lien investing. That's what it's called, tax lien investing, because we also don't have steady income. And so for us to get into real estate, it'll be a great way for us. But to answer her question, so I told my dad, I was like, hey, I want to get into real estate. I want to do something. I just don't know what exactly. And he has acquired property that way. So he kind of knew already about it. But, of course, I did my research and I did my due diligence. So he was like, okay, well, find something and let me know, basically. And so I was like, hey, there's a tax sale going on in Greensboro. We should go, da-da-da. So he was like, okay, show me some of the properties that you're interested in, and I'll go with you. I said, okay. So I seen that there was 7 acres, and I also seen that there was a house that I was very interested in. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to go. Well, let me
backtrack a little bit.
So, like we just said, a tax sale is basically where a property owner has been delinquent on their taxes. That could be for a year, that could be for 2 years. It kind of depends on the county and how they want to structure, whatever. So if you're not paying your property taxes, then the county can say, okay, hey, well, I've given you enough notice. I'm just going to give it to somebody that can't afford it. So somebody like me can say, hey, well, I can afford the $2,000 that they didn't pay on their taxes, and I basically own their house. So
with no mortgage,
no liens, no nothing other than what you already paid at the tax sale, which is dumb, ridiculous, crazy. So somebody like me can say, hey, I'm going to the county courthouse steps. I'm going to bid for this property, and if I win, I get the deed to this property, and it's fully mine. For what, $2,000?
And sometimes they start at like $500.
Bro, 200, 100.
Yeah, it has many names for adjacent properties, tax sales, tax liens. They're all the same thing, though. But, okay, backtrack a little bit. When do these auctions happen?
So, every state and county is different. But from what I've seen, we live here in the state of Georgia. So what I've seen is that they happen every first Tuesday. Every county has their own tax sales. So every first Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. on the courthouse steps, they will have a tax sale auction. Your state might be every 2 months. It kind of just depends. So you have to do your research on your state. But for Georgia, I've seen every first Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the courthouse steps. So you can't go to multiple counties because they all are at the same date and time.
So you would have to have multiple people if you were interested in different counties, pretty much.
Yep. Okay. Also, you would see the list online. Everything should be free. Your state might be different, but for us, our list of properties that will be there is free. You will see the property address, the property owner's name, and you will also see how much they have not paid property taxes and what it will start bidding at. So it might be 200, might be 3,000, might be 10,000. It just depends on what they haven't paid.
Yeah, so pretty much it's an auction. So you will be starting at the rate that they owe, and it can scale up. Some people get, they get a little bit greedy and they go a little bit above and stuff like that. So it is an auction, but like if it's starting out at $500, like you could potentially get a property for $500 if you're the only one interested.
Right.
Then you leave with it. You leave with a house for $500, and you could do whatever you want after that. So it's just fire.
It's fire. So back to kind of my story. So I drove down there. It was probably like 45 minutes from where I stayed, which was in Athens at the time. And so I went, and there was like 40 to 30 people there. And so I was like, okay. And I'm by myself because my dad was hella late. He wasn't even on time. So I'm just there by myself, and everybody's looking at this girl, but they was like, what is she doing here? Does she even got money? So this lady came up to me, which is crazy. Don't do this. Don't do this, guys. This lady came up to me, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to bid on this property. I'm going to get this property. I'm going to get that property. And it was all the same stuff that I wanted. And she's just telling me out of nowhere. She's just talking to me. And I didn't say nothing to her. I'm just like, I called my dad because he was still late. I was like, bro, she just told me everything that she want, and that's what I want. He was like, don't say nothing. Just let her talk. I said, okay. And I think she thought I was just there by myself, and I was just like peeping around, but she had no idea that I was bidding for the same stuff. Yeah. So don't do that, y'all. Don't be friendly with people. You're there for a reason. Don't talk about what you're going to buy. So
that's crazy.
We get to the auction, or we get time to the auction. Most counties, all they want is like your basic information, your name, your number, your ID number.
Okay.
And that's it. And then they'll give you a number to start bidding it. And so once we were bidding and she seen that I was bidding against her, she was like, oh my God. Like, she looked at me like she had seen a ghost. Like, she did not believe that I had money. I don't think she think I had money. So after we bid it, I won, of course, and I paid for it with the cashier's check, and then my dad came.
Okay.
I paid for it with the cashier's check. I signed a couple documents, and that was it. I owned 7 acres in a house for $10,000. No mortgage, no liens, no nothing. So it's crazy. Very possible, y'all. And now I'm actually under contract for that same house that I bought for $4,000. I'm under contract to sell it for a way higher profit. And I didn't do anything. I haven't been to that house, actually. I haven't stepped foot in that house.
That's crazy.
So it's possible, guys, to actually profit off of tax sales.
Most definitely. And you can always flip it, too.
Heck yeah.
You could flip it.
Put a tenant in there.
Or put a tenant in there if you want to hold it. You could hold it. You could flip the land. You could develop on the land. You could do whatever you want.
It's crazy. But I will say that the only barrier with being in Georgia is you do have to wait 12 months to do anything with that property or land. But if you get something for under 10 grand and you have to wait a year, it's fine to me.
Because I feel like we're young anyways. Like, you're already 10 steps ahead of anybody.
Yes.
That's even planning on acquiring any type of real estate.
Yeah.
If you already did it at 18.
Exactly. Because everybody else is thinking, oh, I'm going to get a house after college. Well, you could have a house for $1,000, which are, just say, for instance, the school gave you back in tax and refund money,
refund check,
$2,000, right? You could use half of that, $1,000, put it on a property at a tax sale if nobody else bids and you get it for like under $1,000.
Yeah, depending on the county, of course. Yeah.
You now can say, y'all, I'm in college. I own a property that I didn't even pay for. The school paid for it, basically. And all I have to do is pay property taxes every year. No mortgage, no nothing. Bro.
So how much is your property taxes on the 7 acres and the house? Okay,
so my stuff is kind of in the country a little bit. So it's cheaper. So I paid in November $450 for everything. Okay. But
for both?
For everything, yeah.
Oh, that's straight.
So when you're looking more into the Atlanta area, it might be higher. Kind of just depends on what you're looking at and what you're bidding at. So if you want to make sure that you don't want to spend too much, well, look at the you have it's public records, so you can actually pull up the address and see how much they've paid in the past.
Okay.
To kind of see,
To budget.
well, yeah, I don't want to buy that because I know it's going to be like $1,000 a year.
Makes sense.
So you could be able to budget and kind of see if it's in your price range or not.
Yeah, but technically, if you plan to flip it or just sell it right back on the market, you'd only have to pay once.
Yep.
You only have to pay the property tax once, and then you're selling it right after those 12 months. Okay, so there is another dilemma, not even a dilemma for real, I feel like. It's in my opinion, not really a barrier, but it's just something that has to be known with tax sales. So if the property owner, the initial owner, can now afford their taxes again, what happens?
So if they can afford their tax again, for the state of Georgia, I can only speak about Georgia because every state has their own situations.
Right.
So for the state of Georgia, if their property owner can afford to come back, they have to pay you what you pay for at the tax sale auction plus 20% interest.
Gotcha.
So they might be like, hey, you paid $2,000 at the auction, but I don't have the 20% interest. You can't get it back then.
Gotcha.
Got to have that 20% interest as well.
So either way, you're going to make money.
Yep.
Either way.
Either way.
So you either keep the property or the land, or you'll get your money back plus 20%.
And I mean, from my experience and from people that I know, nobody actually comes back because if you can't pay $400, you can't pay $3,000.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It just
Nah.
It doesn't work. And I know a lot of people are going to ask also, well, what if it's the next day after the auction? Can they come back? They can, but you still got to pay 20% interest. It happens the next day. Like, no games to be played. And I tell this story all the time. I know a lady here in Atlanta who bought an office building for like $4,000, and now she rents out all the spaces. Crazy.
That's crazy.
You could buy land in a tax sale, commercial, houses. Everything is on limits when it comes to tax sales. It's all about if the property owner paid or didn't pay their property taxes.
That's fire. So any advice for someone that's interested, that's probably listening to this and like, I'm not really sure how to get started. What's the first step that you would do if you're interested in getting into tax sales?
Great question. So my first step is to kind of evaluate your finances and see if you can afford to purchase. I mean, even if you start with $1,000, that's fine. But I cannot promise you that you will get a property for $1,000. It kind of just depends on the county you're in and how eager people are in that county. But I will kind of evaluate your finances and see what you can put to the side for a tax sale and what you can't put to the side. Next, I will actually go to one. Don't bid, just go and actually see what it's about, see what it's talking about, to kind of get a feel for it. Oh, okay, well, I need to act like this or I need to be like this. My third step would be actually going online and looking at maybe the next month's tax sale and see, okay, well, this is going to be there, how much it's going to be, and just getting your finances in order again and getting ready. So, I mean, I won't say it's easy, but once you understand, it's pretty straightforward.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when I first heard of it, I was just so amazed because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, so I don't have to have all this extra stuff and like, it's really crazy, and it's just amazing how there's so many different avenues to get into real estate. And I think this one's very simple and easy for people that don't have those bank statements and don't have that credit or don't want to get their credit pulled. This is perfect for the beginner that's interested and still just wants to get their foot in the door, possibly make connections at the tax sale and talk to people afterwards, and just get your foot in the door. Really, that's what it's all about. It's all about starting.
I definitely agree. Even if you just go and just watch for the first time, I mean, it's still an amazing experience. Like, still, it's tens of thousands of people that still don't even know about this process, and it's just crazy that you can literally buy something for hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars, and you have no mortgage. You just have to wait 12 months for Georgia.
It ain't bad at all.
I know some states, once you bid, you automatically own full ownership. But I know for Georgia, you only have the deed to the property. You don't have the title.
So if you were to go out of state, do you have to be a resident in that state?
No. You can go to that state, or you can have somebody go for you in that state. Tax sales, you don't have to be a resident. You don't have to show bank statements. You just have to have the money right then and there.
So it could be good for projects out of the state, too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I know, like, Fulton County is getting very saturated.
Yep.
Sometimes the numbers just don't make sense.
It doesn't. I know for a lot of people go to Detroit. I mean, you get a multi-family house for dirt cheap doing a tax sale route. Like, what? And I'm not sure if they have a redemption period or not, but it's still dope to get a whole duplex. Crazy.
For like $1,500.
When, like, they be on sale for $200,000. Like, what?
That's crazy.
Bro,
That is crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
is crazy. That is crazy. So what do you plan on doing with the house and the 7 acres?
So with the
moving
house,
forward?
I'm under contract, so it'll be somebody else's, and they'll give me, the money that I want for it. And then with the 7 acres, I'm still trying to figure out, because actually the 7 acres is by Lake Oconee, so it's a big old lake that everybody go have jet skis. It's crazy down there. I love it. So it's literally like a 3-minute walk to the lake. So I'm trying to figure out if it'll be great to put like a really nice new construction house or like do Airbnb. Like, I don't really know yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. But
Airbnbs could be a good avenue.
it right by the lake. It's really nice. I love it.
Or like, it's Georgia. I don't know. We don't do cabins or anything, but like a vacation home.
Yeah, a vacation home.
And have that rented out on Airbnb.
Yep.
But you have 7 acres, so you could do a lot.
Yeah, I could do a lot. But I want to start small. Just do one and then keep it going. But it's a lot you could do. Like, a lot of people be like, is 7 acres a lot? 7 acres is a lot. Because if you really think about it.
How many football fields is it?
I don't know.
How big is one football field?
I'm not sure. But I know for if you look in your backyard, you probably don't even have 1 acre at your house.
Girl, no.
So imagine, like, I'm thinking in Atlanta you could put like 3 houses on 1 acre. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But it's like you could put like 3 to 5 houses on 1 acre. So I have 7. That's like,
You got a neighborhood, bro.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, you got a community.
So it's so much you can do. I do recommend it if you do want like the type of acres or house that I got for dirt cheap. You might have to go outside of the city, and that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, we can go. Okay, so 7 acres is about 6 football fields. So y'all can imagine how much land that is. Now, you can do a lot with 7 acres.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
And so I just feel like tax sales is a great thing for us, Gen Z, because like we can really kill it, bro. Who can you go up to and be like, you 18 and you got all that houses and land? Like, you can't say that to like people, you can't even say that to 30-year-olds right now. Like, they'll look at
won't
you like
believe
you
you.
crazy. So it's just amazing what you can do. Like, your money may not, like your $2,000 that you spend at the tax sale may not do nothing for a year. Not gonna make you no money. You can't flip it or anything. But it's just for a year. Like, just chill for that year. Just chill. Like, make your money somewhere else. And then you can come back to it and say, hey, I don't want it no more. Or, hey, I'm going to keep this money. I'm going to keep this land. And I'm going to do something else with it. So, it's just amazing what tax
And you can
sales
hold
do.
on to it, too.
Forever.
I feel like I would get some land, just leave it.
Just hold it.
Just hold it.
It's so valuable. They're not making no more land. So, if you can say you own land, that's so amazing. Like, it's like holding Bitcoin. Like,
Yeah, it's like cheap. Bitcoin when it was cheap.
Like, to say you own land is just amazing because they're not making no more of it. And especially here in Atlanta, it's going to cost you $1 million to even get probably 1 acre.
Definitely.
So,
because it's not enough space here anymore.
Yeah.
It's just too many people.
Too many people.
It's too many people that moved over here, so it's oversaturated and the market is already high. Like,
So just go and look one day when you don't have school or work or whatever. Just go to a tax sale the first Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. on the courthouse steps and just look and see how it's done. And then the next month you'll be ready to actually do it on your own, or you're just saving your money. I don't say that you need 10 grand. You need whatever you can afford. And if you win, you win. And if you don't, you just keep trying.
And you learn the process too.
Yep.
And you can always help other people too.
So tell them about what we have planned.
So we actually are creating a business now called ZA Lux Properties. So the reason being is that we were talking to a lot of people about tax sales, but they seemed like they just didn't have the time. They were super interested, but their schedule was just way too packed to be going to different counties at the same time having multiple people, it might take them a couple months to actually find something that they actually like because they have to go to different counties and, you know, they're only one person. So we decided to partner together and actually help people. So what we will be assisting with is according to your budget, and we do a short assessment with the person and understand, like, what are you really looking for? What are your plans? What are your goals to do? Why do you want to get into real estate? And what is your budget? Most importantly, what is your budget? Because we'll be going out for the person themselves, and we'll be actually bidding in person for them. So we'll be sending them the list before, you know, we actually go. And they'll get to check out all the different properties, see what they're interested in, and we'll be bidding for that property. So we will never go over their budget. So it's very, very convenient for someone that is, you know, not too sure how to do it and just doesn't have the time right now. So we will be partnering together to assist people in those endeavors.
And that's super dope because we'll be able to go to multiple counties for you because, I mean, we
team.
have a team. You know, it's just not us two. We do have some more people on our team that can actually go out in different locations. That's really perfect. And so for a lot of people, y'all got school, y'all got work, y'all might have some money sitting.
Or a lot of business owners, they're just
come
busy.
To us.
And then some people just don't want to take so much time on real estate because they have other stuff, you know? So
exactly, and then you come to us and we can help you through the whole tax sale property, and then after 12 months you come to us again and say, hey, what should I do with this property? I am a licensed realtor, y'all, so I know different avenues of real estate, and Alexa is learning and I'm teaching her as well. So we're coming together also for after the 12 months to say, hey, do you want to flip it? Do you want to Airbnb it? Do you want to keep it with tenants? Whatever you want to do, we know how to do all of it. So you will never actually have to work, but you'll still be making passive income.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy. So we're actually doing all of the work, and we're actually trying to help people build generational wealth and build passive income in real estate because I won't say it's simple, but it's simple when you understand it.
Definitely. When you know the play, you just play it.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can always DM us personally or on our 1% page. We will definitely get back to you guys.
We'll have all of our contact information in the bio as well, such as emails. If you are interested about anything, if you have any questions, and we're here to serve the people.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Should we wrap this up or should we keep going?
I think that's it. I think
we talked about a lot today. We talked about a lot today.
We sure did.
But if this is your first time listening to the 1% podcast, make sure to subscribe and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Make sure to leave a review on what you learned today. And, you know, just lock in. We have Money Mondays every Monday at 8 p.m. We go live on our Instagram, and our new episodes come out on Sundays at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in to all the episodes. We're going to have guests soon. We're super excited.
Yes, I'm so excited.
And we finna get the bag, and y'all finna get the bag with us as well.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Bye.